What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with Prospect Hot Sheet number 3 of the MILB season. We have been covering prospects bi-weekly over here on the channel, so if this is some content that you enjoy, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Now, my Prospect Hot Sheet covers all the hottest prospects from the past 15 days. I go in depth with the top 15, and I kind of breeze through several honorable mentions. We've got about 50 to 60 honorable mentions on this list, but there were a lot of guys on this hot sheet that had a really good past 15 days, but they just weren't quite good enough to make the top 15. So lots of big performances over the last 2 weeks. And we're going to kick this thing off with Robert Calais with the Colorado Rockies, 18.5, playing in the complex league. This is a big kid, a big physical specimen. Hit 351 with 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 9 RBIs. Now he's having a wonderful season to start the year. 65 plate appearances, and the complex league did just start up about 3 or 4 weeks, I think 3 weeks ago. So there isn't a huge sample size coming out of the complex league yet for some of these guys. But like I said, Calais is off to a very hot start, hitting 362 with a 379 ISO, the highest on this list. The big problem I have with Calais right now is his K numbers in the lower minors. I really don't like to see higher K rates and higher K to walk ratios in the lower minors, but he is only 18.5, so that is something to keep in mind. If he continues to have higher K rates in the 19 to 20 year range in low A and high A, it may be something that trends for him, but like I said, he's 18.5, so I'm going to keep an eye on those K numbers moving forward, but he does have a productive offensive bat. He performed exceptionally well in the Dominican Summer League last year, and a lot of times those stats don't translate stateside, but it looks like for Calais, they're definitely translating stateside. So in the top 100, he's not there yet, but if he continues to perform like he's been over his career, Calais could easily be a top 100 prospect going into 2025. On the Juggernaut ranking system, he's number 71. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2, and he has a Bowman Chrome Auto in 2024 Bowman for about $35. And if you guys want to see the Juggernaut rankings, I did a video on those. I do that series bi-weekly as well. And over my Patreon page, it ranks every prospect in the minor leagues based on certain stats that I like. And my Let's Talk Wax ranking system, you can access that in the video description. It kind of tells you what each number means. So definitely check those out if you're not really sure or haven't viewed my content before. That's going to bring us to Angel Yanao. 20.1 in low A, a little older for the level, but not terrible. Cleveland Guardian shortstop, hit 465 with a home run, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 10 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases over the last 15 days. Across 174 plate appearances so far this year, he's hitting 340 with a 207 ISO. Some really good K numbers. He's got 6 homers and 9 stolen bases. So what Yanao really needs is a promotion to high A, where we can see his age level kind of be appropriate and how he handles high A arms, because it is a bit of a jump from low A to high A for sure. He is not in the MLB.com's top 100. He's 113 on the Juggernaut ranking system, and he's probably outside the top 100 because of his age level. Like I said, he's a little bit old for my liking in low A. 3.5 on the Let's Talk Wax ranking system. Now, if he can perform in high A the way he has in low A, he will definitely increase his Let's Talk Wax rank on my next update of 2023 Bowman, which is the release. You can find his first Chrome Autos for about $10 right now. And he's a hit speed power prospect with a cheap Bowman Chrome Auto. So definitely got to check out and keep an eye on down the stretch in 2024. At number 13, we've got Cole Young, 20.8 AA, Seattle Mariners shortstop, former first rounder, a very high floor player, hit 333 with 3 homers, 3 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 7 walks over the last 15. He's hitting 253 on the year. He hasn't shown off a lot of pop yet this season with a 133 ISO, but he may be beginning to heat up. You know, a lot of guys heat up at different times throughout the year. Some guys have slow starts, and maybe that's what we're seeing with Cole Young, is maybe a slow start and he's going to heat up in the middle. Prospects usually heat up at the beginning, middle, or the end of the season, and it kind of helps pad their season stats. But some of these guys haven't hit their hot streak yet, so their season stats aren't immaculate. He does have exceptional K numbers, though, which I think is a good predecessor to success as the season goes on. 15.2 K percentage, a 1.40 K to walk ratio. So some really good K numbers. He has got 4 home runs and 8 stolen bases so far. He's number 27 on MLB.com's top 100. He's number 74 in the Juggernaut ranking system, so a top 100 Juggernaut ranking as well. And he's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2. His cards are out of 2022 Bowman draft. His base chrome autos, I'm almost sure, are SP'd and they are redemptions, so he's very hard to find. He's kind of like Harry Ford out of 2021 draft. His base autos are very tough to find. They're selling for about $100. He's got, and he's also been splitting some time between shortstop and second base. He's getting the majority of his reps still at shortstop, but he is spending some time at second base because there's quite a little log jam happening in the Seattle Mariners farm system as of right now. Now, if you enjoy my content and you'd like to help support my channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. Over there, you can access tons of exclusive content, including Bowman autograph checklist breakdowns for every Bowman release since 2019 that include current and career stats, a brief write-up, and Let's Talk Wax ranks for all prospects on each checklist. I also have Bowman team break guides for all releases since 2020. You can get access to my Juggernaut rankings that rank each minor league player based on specific stats with files sorted by player and by rank, so you can easily find prospects in your collection. I also have a top 150 Bowman Chrome Autos list and a top 150 Bowman Chrome Autos under $50 list that I update 3 times per year. You can also get early access to all my video content and articles. On top of that, we have a private Let's Talk Wax Discord server with nearly 400 members to keep you up to date on all prospecting news and information. If you want to check it out, click the link in my video description. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who already supports me over there as we close in on nearly 1,000 members. At number 12, we have a sleeper that I really liked coming out of the 2023 draft release. He was about a $15 auto. $10 to $15 auto on release. Luke Keshaw, 21.8, playing in high A with the Minnesota Twins organization. He's a second baseman, hit .435 with 3 jacks, 3 doubles, 10 ribbies, and 9 walks over the last 15 days. So some big production from him over the last 2 weeks. 197 of 197 plate appearances so far in 2024. He's hitting .335 with a .209 ISO, and that's pretty impressive. What's even more impressive are his K numbers. He's got a sub 15% K rate and a sub 1 K to walk ratio, so he's taken more walks than he has struck out at high A so far this year. 7 jacks on the season and 14 stolen bases so far. There's only 2 other guys with 14 stolen bases, and that's the highest number of stolen bases we have of any player on this list today. So a big speed power guy with plus contact. I really think Keshaw needs to see a promotion to Double-A, where we're going to get a good read of his age level appropriateness and how he plays, as a 21.8-year-old, which he's going to be 22 soon in Double-A. So he really needs to get up to Double-A, I think, to get some love in the hobby. A lot of collectors are hesitant to buy into guys that are, older playing in high A because they do perform very well, and sometimes when they get to Double-A in the major leagues, they just can't figure it out. So I'm really excited to see what happens with Keshaw. If he gets promotion to Double-A, he's going to be a guy I'm watching very closely. He's number 20 on the Juggernaut ranking system, and he's not a top 100 prospect on MLB.com, but like I said, he's number 20 in my Juggernaut ranking system, my stats-based ranking system. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2 out of 2023 Bowman draft, and his cards are still pretty cheap at $20. Wrapping up our first 5 prospects is my man Trey Morgan out of LSU, former national champion, 21.9 between high A and low A this season so far. He's hitting .355 with a 8.5 K percentage, the lowest on this list, and a 0.77 K to walk ratio, the lowest on this list. He hit .447 over the last 15 days, and if you guys watched him at LSU, you'll understand how exceptional the hit tool was. He's got a lower, his ISO's at 167, but he's not really a home run guy. He's more of a gap-to-gap guy, makes a lot of contact, so a very big contact bat. He's 21.9, another guy kind of like Keshaw that needs a promotion to Double-A. He's already been promoted from low A to high A, and hopefully we can see Trey Morgan get some at-bats or some plate appearances in Double-A this season. He's not a top 100 prospect on the Juggernaut rank system. He's number 47. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2.5 out of 2023 draft, and his cards are right around $45 right now. That's going to bring us to our top 10, and kicking it off is Grant McCray, 23.5, so he just qualifies for Hot Sheet. He's one of the oldest. I think he's actually the oldest player on this list. He's made several Hot Sheets in the past. Double-A San Francisco Giants outfielder, hit .457 with 2 homers, 2 triples, 5 doubles, and 9 ribbies over the last 15 days. So a productive span there for Grant McCray. He's got speed, he's got power, and he's got plus defense. The big thing with Grant McCray are the K rates. You know, he's had a high K rate follow him throughout his career. It's always been in the 28 to 30 range. He is going to swing and miss quite a bit. He's not going to hit for a ton of average, but he is one of the better speed power prospects out there. And his Bowman Chrome autos are super cheap. They're only $5. I think last year he was putting up some quality numbers and his cards got up to around $50, but he was also only 22.5, which does make a big difference in the hobby. These guys, that's why I cut my content off at 24 and under 24 only, because as these guys age in the hobby, they kind of become irrelevant or overlooked due to their age. So Grant McCray is a $5 speed power defense player. He's not in the MLB.com's top 100. He's 529 on the Juggernaut ranking system. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 4, and his cards go all the way back to Bowman draft out of 2019. At number 9, we've got Agustin Ramirez, one of the hottest bats in the minor leagues right now. He's already got 12 home runs on the season. He is 22.7 out of Double-A, New York Yankees catcher. He's got a bigger offensive profile than defensive. He's more of a first baseman, I feel like, than a catcher, and that's kind of been the trend with the Yankees in the past. They do go after very offensive catchers whose defensive skills may not ever catch up to their offensive ceiling. 2 homers, 5 doubles, a triple, 12 ribbies, and 5 stolen bases. He's got a 3.02 ISO on the season, and he's got immaculate K numbers for a guy with so much thump. Sub 20 K percentage and 1.3 K to walk ratio. So he takes walks. He actually steals some bags too. He's got 11 stolen bases in Double-A. 12 homers, as I mentioned before. He is out of the brand new and fresh 2024 Bowman release for $35. He's not a top 100 prospect. He could be a top 100 prospect possibly down the stretch. I'm not gonna say that he is for sure because of the defense. You know, if he gets moved to first base, the bat is really going to have to play, especially in the Yankees organization. He's a bit older too at 22.7, but not a top 100 prospect yet. He's number 8 on the Juggernaut ranking system. He's got a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2, and I'm kind of excited to see how many home runs this guy can hit over the course of the 2024 season. At number 8, we've got no stranger to prospect hot sheet. Emmanuel Rodriguez has been a staple on the show since the season started. 21.1 Double-A Minnesota Twins center fielder at 375 with 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, 6 RBI, and 12 walks on the year so far, over the last 15 days. 165 plate appearances. He's hit 287 with a 320 ISO. So what you get out of Emmanuel Rodriguez is basically power, hit, defense. Those are his 3 highest tools. He's going to strike out. He's taking a ton of walks, but like I said, the swing and miss is there, but he's a big power hit defensive tooled up player. Those guys are kind of like unicorns in the hobby when you find guys that can hit for contact, hit for power, and can run and play defense. So definitely a special athlete there. If you can tolerate the K numbers, they're going to be in the high 20s and maybe even low 30s if he gets on a cold streak, and starts to swing and miss. There was definitely a significant amount of swing and miss in 2023. He's number 32 in MLB.com's top 100. In the Juggernaut ranking system, he is number 3. I think he's been in the top 10 all year so far up to my 3rd update. Like I said, he's been a staple on the show. A very hot start for Eman Rodriguez. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2, and that's mainly because of the K numbers. 2021 Bowman Chrome is where you can find his first Chrome autos, and they are $45 right now. At number 7, we've got another guy that's been on the show every week so far, is Davison De Los Santos, 20.9 between Double-A and Triple-A with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He hit 386 with 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 15 RBI. He is playing first base as of right now. He's not getting reps anywhere else after 187 plate appearances. The dude's hitting 365, the highest batting average on this list, with a 306 ISO. Now, how long can Santos hold on to a 300 plus batting average and a 300 plus ISO? That's yet to be seen, but he is off to a very, very hot start. he could be called up at any moment. He wasn't promoted to AAA recently, so he's only one call away from a major league debut. He's 20.9 years old, so he's still very young for the upper minors. He's got pretty tolerable K numbers, a 21.3 K percentage and a 2.66 K to walk ratio. He has had some issues with K to walk ratio in the past, but that looks to be getting better. But like I said, he's also very hot to start the season, so those K numbers could change over the course of a cold streak, kind of like I mentioned with Emmanuel Rodriguez. He's got the most home runs on this list. He's tied with another player at 14. He's got 1 stolen base. He's not a top 100 prospect because he didn't really put up this crazy amount of production until 2024. He's been solid in 2022 and 2023, but this is by far his best start to a season. On the Juggernaut ranking system, he's number 2, 1.5 on the Let's Talk Wax rank if he can keep up this offensive production. Out of 2023 Chrome is where you can find his first Chrome autos, and he's got a first Chrome in 2023 Bowman, so his 2 cards are split between 2 releases, but if you want the auto, it's in 2023 Bowman Chrome. They're about $45 right now. Number 6, we've got Drew Romo, 22.7 AAA with the Colorado Rockies. He is a very high upside catcher defensively. He's got very good skills behind the plate, and he could be the guy that sticks back there for a while if he ever gets to the major league level. I've always been concerned about the offense with Drew Romo, but he's mashing right now. He's hit .341 with 4 homers, a double, and 10 RBIs over the last 2 weeks. He's off to a very hot start this season as well. Over 164 plate appearances. He's hitting .350 with a .211 ISO, a 20.7 K percentage, a 17.0 K to walk rate, which is awful. Don't let that confuse you. He really does have a 17.0 K to walk ratio. I think he's got 34 stolen bases and 34 punch outs and 2 walks. I think that's what it is. He's not taking any walks. He's just making a ton of contact. So it's definitely a outlier stat. I've never seen a K to walk ratio this high before. I know Jacob Wilson, before he went on the 7-day injured list, his K to walk ratio was exceptionally high. He had like 13 strikeouts and maybe 1 walk over his 2024 start. So hopefully that will level out over the course of the year. He'll start to take some more walks, but he's got 6 home runs, 2 stolen bases, not a top 100 prospect. He's number 59 on the Juggernaut, a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3, and his cards are out of 2020 Bowman draft, and they come in refractor plus only, so he's got no base autos. And like I said, we're looking at a very high ceiling defensive catcher, but the offense has kind of been fringy up until late last year, Arizona Fall League, and this year. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on, and his cards are starting to move up quite a bit, and he's growing into a little bit of power. He hasn't had this many home runs per plate appearance in his entire career. So definitely a guy to watch, Drew Romo with the Colorado Rockies. Now, before we get to our top 5, I'm going to go over all of these honorable mentions. I'm not going to break down every single prospect, but I did highlight some guys that had some of the higher performances in their league, in the orange here, and some other guys that were just not good enough to make the hot sheet. But these are the guys that had good performances. If you want to take screenshots of these, then come back to them later. Like I said, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here, but we got Joaquin Noel, 22.9, had 4 home runs. Definitely a guy I wanted to get in the top 15, but just couldn't find a way to get him on. I like some other guys' performances a little bit better. You know what you're going to get with Noel. He's big power first base. He's a slugger, the slugger prototype. James Wood, free James Wood, send him to the major leagues. The kid's ready, 371 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 10 walks over the last 15 days. 21.7, just dominating AAA so far this year. Tommy Sagasi struggling big time with 12 Ks, and George Valera has kind of fallen off in the last 2 years. He's hitting 140 right now in AAA with 14 strikeouts. Over to the AA Eastern League, Dylan Beavers is hot, 22.8 in AA. Baltimore Orioles right fielder, hit .297 with 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 3 stolen bases out of 2022 draft. And Matthew Lugo continues his tear of the 2024 season. Another guy that I really wanted to get on the hot sheet, but I chose some other guys over him. And like I said, this is subjective. Lugo could definitely have been a top 15 candidate in this episode, so don't hammer me in the comments too bad. Another guy that's been a staple on all the shows, like Emmanuel Rodriguez and Davison De Los Santos, just mashing to start the season in 2024. He's had 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 10 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. And his cards are back from 19 draft, and I don't believe he has any base autos either. I think it's just numbered autos for Lugo. Nick York struggling, 9 Ks and a 175 batting average over the last 15. And Ryan Clifford, a AA New York Mets first baseman, has 18 punchies in 34 at-bats over the last 15 days. So he's struggling big time, kind of a guy that a lot of people have liked coming out at 2023 Bowman release. Out of the AA Southern League, it was only a matter of time before Jacob Gonzalez started to get hot. 21.9 AA Chicago White Sox shortstop hit .458 over the last 15 with a homer, 3 doubles, and 7 RBIs. You can find his cards in 2023 Bowman draft. Yohendrick Pinango was on fire in high A, but has been struggling since his promotion to AA. He is 4 for 32 with 7 strikeouts out of 2021 Bowman Chrome. The AA Texas League, we've got Alex Freeland, 22.8, AA Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop, hit a .378 over the last 15 with 2 homers, 4 doubles, 6 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases out of 2022 Bowman draft. Tyler Locklear is mashing home runs, but it's at the expense of significant K rate. He's got 18 punch outs over the last 46, but he does have 4 home runs and 3 doubles. 23.5, one of the older players on this list in AA out of 2022 draft. And Harry Ford, another very high floor player out of the Seattle Mariners organization, AA Seattle catcher, .348 over the last 15 with a home run, 2 triples, 2 doubles, and 7 RBIs. Jose Ramos struggling a little bit, 23.3 in AA with the Los Angeles Dodgers center fielder, kind of a utility outfielder guy. 20 strikeouts in the last 42 at-bats out of 2022 Bowman. Moving into high A, we got Yasan Morabel, 20.4 Texas Rangers organization. He's an outfielder, had 4 home runs and hit .381. Another guy that I really would have liked to get in the top 15, but it was just stacked this episode. There were so many guys who performed well, like Xavier Isaac, 20.4 Tampa Bay Rays first baseman, hit .310 with 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 12 RBIs out of 2023 Bowman. I'm really starting to grow fond of the 2023 Bowman checklist. There are a lot of high-profile players on that checklist, and I think it's going to turn in to one of the hotter releases in the past few years at the end of the 2024 season. So definitely a release to check out. Creed Willems continues his roller coaster of highs and lows. He's got 11 strikeouts in 36 at-bats, and he's 4 for 36, bringing his last 15 days average to 111 out of 2022 Bowman. Moving on to the Midwest League, we've got Henry Bolte, 20.8 Oakland A's right fielder, 3 homers, 2 triples, 4 doubles, 11 RBI, and 4 stolen bases. And you guys can see how big some of the performances were over the last 15 days when Henry Bolte can't get in the top 15. He is a big kid, a very high power ceiling out of 2022 Bowman draft. Brian Buelvis, 21.9, a little high for high, a little old for high A. Also with the Oakland A's, left fielder, hit a home run, 2 triples, 5 doubles, 6 RBIs, and 8 walks out of 2021 Bowman. Cam Collier, I'm really not sure why he's a top 100 prospect, but MLB.com is still very high on him. 19.5 in high A. He's hitting .095, 4 for 42 with 17 strikeouts, so definitely looks to be overwhelmed at high A, and he's out of 2023 Bowman as well. In the Northwest League, we've got Bryant Betancourt leading the way, 20.6 Colorado Rockies catcher. He's hit .314 with 3 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 12 RBIs over the last 15 days out of 2023 Bowman Chrome. And Jorge Ruiz, a guy that I kind of liked out of 23 Bowman, struggling to get going in high A at 19.9. He's hitting .028. He's 1 for 36 with 6 strikeouts, so definitely an ice cold start for him in high A. Kicking off low A is Anoitis Moran, 19.9 Baltimore Orioles catcher, hit .303 with 4 homers and 7 RBIs out of the freshly released 2024 Bowman. Miguel Bleis, a blast from the past, a bit 2021 Bowman Chrome guy, 20.1 years old, a little high for low A, Boston Red Sox outfielder, 3 homers, 2 doubles, 7 RBI, and 6 stolen bases. A very high speed, power ceiling there for Miguel Bleis. Elijah Green could be one of the biggest busts in recent memory out of a 2022 or out of a Bowman draft release. a high first rounder, and he just can't seem to figure it out at the professional level. 20.4 in low A, Washington National center fielder, hitting 186 with 16 strikeouts, and the strikeouts have followed him throughout his career. It's very consistent for him striking out, and it's not something that I think is going to go away. In the Florida State League, we've got Max Clark, one of the headliners from 2023 Bowman draft. He's 19.4 Detroit Tigers outfielder, hit 364 with a home run, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. So I'm glad to see he is breaking into 2024 with some production. Ronald Hernandez, 20.6, the New York Mets, another catcher, hitting 359 with a home run, a triple, 2 doubles, 10 RBIs out of 2023 Bowman Chrome. Lots of action in the California League. Bryce Eldridge is hitting the ball, 319 with 3 homers, 3 doubles, and 15 RBIs out of 2023 Bowman draft. Another one of the high-profile guys out of that release. Johnny Farmello, 19.7 Seattle Mariners outfielder, 327 with 2 triples, 7 doubles, 9 ribbies, and 5 stolen bases. Definitely another guy to keep an eye on in the Seattle Mariners organization. And Yasui DePaula, 19.1 Los Angeles Dodgers center fielder, hit 256 with 4 tanks, 2 doubles, and 10 RBIs out of 2023 Bowman. Samuel Munoz, a guy that I liked out of 2022 Chrome, not quite able to put it together so far in 2024. He's hitting 211 with 14 punchouts. I do have a PSA 10 Samuel Munoz autograph in my closet, and hopefully he does a little better than that because it could be a complete loss for me. Out of the Complex League, I combined Florida and Arizona in this episode. We've got Yasser Mercedes, who's finally performing well. He was a guy that I really liked out of the 2022 Chrome release as well. He came out of the 2022 season with a phenomenal performance in the Dominican Summer League. He struggled when he came stateside last year, and he's off to a better start this year in the Complex League, hitting 429 with 2 homers, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 6 RBI, and 8 stolen bases. You can see these guys had so much production, I had to shrink their font down to about 8 to fit into the box. Eric Batanti, 8.5 Complex League Milwaukee Brewers, hit 289 with 3 jacks, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 7 RBIs, and 10 walks out of 2023 draft. Yordany De Los Santos, 19.2 Pittsburgh shortstop, 474 with a homer, 5 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. Another guy out of 2022 Bowman Chrome. And Filippo Dituri, 18.5 Complex League Milwaukee Brewers, 441 homer, triple, 2 doubles, 9 RBIs, and 12 walks out of, again, the freshly released 2024 Bowman. And we've got Emmanuel Bonilla, 18.3 on the cold list, was 156 over the last 15 with 15 punch outs out of 2023 Bowman, and that's going to lead us to our top 5. At number 5, we've got a surprise in Chris Newell, 23.1 playing in high A, another guy who's quite old for the level and not very valued in the hobby when they get that old in high A. Los Angeles Dodgers center fielder, hit 302 with 5 home runs, a triple, 2 doubles, 14 RBIs, and 11 walks over the last 15. So a very big past 2 weeks for Chris Newell over the course of the 2024 minor league season, over 194 plate appearances. He's hitting 222 with a 329 ISO. He's got 14 home runs on the season, and he's tied with Davison De Los Santos for the lead on this episode today, but it does come at the cost of some big swing and miss, a 31.9 K percentage, the highest on this list, which makes me apprehensive to think he's going to have exceptional production at the AA level. I think the swing and miss may become a little more prevalent when he moves up, but we'll have to wait and see. He's not a top 100 prospect on the Juggernaut ranking system. He's 514. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3.5 out of 2023 Bowman Chrome, and his cards are only $5 right now. At number 4, we've got one of the hottest prospects in baseball right now, Carson Williams, number 1 in my Juggernaut ranking system, 20.9, playing in AA with the Tampa Bay Rays. He's a shortstop. He's got incredibly high speed, power, and defensive ceiling. Another guy who is kind of K prone. He hasn't really held excellent K numbers throughout his career, but I will say that in 2024 in AA, he's holding some of the best K numbers of his career with a 26.7 K rate and a 2.47 K to walk ratio. So the swing and miss does look to be getting a little bit better. He's got 4 homers, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 9 RBI, and 10 walks over the last 15, bringing his 2024 batting average so far to 305 with a 266 ISO. 8 homers, 11 stolen bases on the season so far. This is an exciting young prospect in the Tampa Bay Rays system. He's number 16 on the top 100. As I mentioned before, he is number 1 on my Juggernaut ranking system, and he is a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1 out of 2021 Bowman draft, and his cards are selling for about $80 right now. At number 3, we've got Jose Tena, who has had some big league time back in 2023. He hit .226 with a 38% K rate last year during his call-up. He still qualifies for rookie status, and he's under the age of 24, so he did make the list at 23.1, playing in AAA. Shortstop for the Guardians, 4 homers, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. He's another $5 auto, kind of like Chris Newell. And just kind of a big sell window, I think, right here for anybody that's holding on to Jose Tena. Might be a good time to try to dish some out. And I talk about window sales in some of my content quite a bit. You know, some of these prospects will perform very, very well for a month, and they'll kind of go back to what they've been doing throughout their career. So Tena may be one of those guys, or, you know, he could be a guy that gets called up because he's so hot right now and has a little bit of success at the major league level. So we really don't know, can't predict the future. Anybody that says they can is a liar. And he's a 27.4 K rate with a 4.58 K to walk ratio. So some pretty rough K numbers there, as you can see. And like I said, he did have a 38% K rate in his professional debut back in 2023. He's not a top 100 prospect. He's 517 on the Juggernaut rank system. He's a graduate of my Let's Talk Wax rank because he's already had major league experience. He's out of 2021 Bowman. And like I said, his cards are cheap at about $5 right now. At number 2, we've got Pete Crow Armstrong, another guy like Tena who's had some big league time, but it came in 2024. He was optioned back to AAA on May 20th, so he just recently got set back down to AAA. He was hitting .236 and 63 plate appearances with the Chicago Cubs. He's 22.1 playing in AAA now. Over the last 15 days, he's hit .522 with 3 homers, 4 doubles, 7 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. So definitely a guy who I think we'll see back at the major league level before the end of the 2024 season. He's hitting .264 with a .264 ISO. The K numbers are a little high. Pete Crow Armstrong has always had kind of a fringy K rate throughout his career, but he does have some thump, and he's got a ton of defensive upside. 27.4 K percent with a 5.16 K to walk ratio. He's had 5 homers and 10 stolen bases over the last 15 days. He's not a top 100 prospect anymore with MLB.com. He's 612 on the Juggernaut ranking system. He's a graduate of my Let's Talk Wax rank, like I said, because he's got some big league experience. His cards are out of 2020 Bowman draft, and they are very hard to find, and they're about $60 right now. That's going to bring us to the number 1 spot, Nate Furman, 22.9 high A Cleveland Guardians second baseman. He hit .550 over the last 15 days with 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. Nate Furman was a guy that was on the chopping block of my 2022 Bowman draft autograph checklist breakdown over on Patreon. I had to resurrect him from his grave, from the chopping block, because his 2023 season was really nothing to get excited about. He didn't hit for average, he hit for squat power. He was 21, almost 22 in high A, and I just didn't see a whole lot of projection there. But he grew into some power. Maybe something changed. Maybe he crushed weights all offseason and decided that maybe he needed to hit for a little more power to get back on the autograph checklist breakdown, which I did have to punch in all of his numbers again yesterday after I realized how hot he was to start the 2024 season. Hitting .351 so far with a 171 ISO, some quality K numbers, 7 home runs, and 6 stolen bases. He had 0 home runs in 2023. So, like I said, his power was non-existent in 2023, and he's already got 7 homers to start the 2024 season. So it's looking like a guy that definitely needs a call up to AA, and we can see, you know, kind of how the power numbers play out there and how the hit tool plays out. He does have some speed. So just a guy, like I said, that pops up. You know, who would have thought Nate Furman would be performing like this after the 2023 season? So this is kind of how prospecting goes. Guys pop up, some fade away, some guys just continue to stay hot. But Nate Furman, a surprise definitely at number 1 out of 2022 Bowman draft, and his cards are only $5 right now. That's going to wrap up this video. As I mentioned before, I do this every 2 weeks. If it's content that you guys enjoy, be sure to subscribe. Check out my Patreon page. There's a link in the video description. A huge shout out to all my Patreon level 3 subscribers. You guys rock, and y'all have a great day.